battles, conquest battles. We just push that even further, much further, where once you start one of these battles, you are going to be pushed through a series of narrative moments as well as gameplay moments where you feel like you're taking over an area, maybe a fortress or castle. And this really sounds like Shadow of War to me, where you also have these huge siege battles, where you had to capture points inside the castle and then move on to another point and capture that by killing all the enemies inside the circle. I would not be surprised if the structure of these assault battles was similar in Valhalla. We are building on a lot of the things that Odyssey has done, but I'm not going to get into too much detail as to what that is. And Darby said this to GameSpot, and I saw a lot of questions about the mercenary system, but we simply don't know if these roaming bosses will be in Valhalla as well. I really like these sort of bosses in the world that were hunting you and that you had to look out for, and that would also give you a legendary item if you succeeded and killed them. Especially now with a raiding party, I think this would be awesome. Because if you then maybe recruit that mercenary that is hunting you, you can also bring him in your raiding party and then go raid with that person. Origins already had these roaming enemies too, that everyone I think liked, so it would be weird if they did not include a system like it in Valhalla, but we have no official info yet. And we already discussed in a previous video how the skill tree will be similar to Origins and Odyssey, but it will look different. And well, now we learned that there would be 400 points to spend on this skill tree. I think Julien means that in that same interview we discussed before. Like, that's a ton, and it promises a lot for the amount of builds that we can likely create. And also that it will take some time before you get a maxed out character. Maybe that won't even be possible, depending on how you of course earn skill points. In Origins we had the master nodes, where you could put an unlimited amount of ability points in to increase the damage of your melee weapons, for example, by 1%. And in Odyssey we had post-launch the mastery levels that also functioned as an ability point sink and let us increase specific perks, but yeah, that also helped with a ton of specific builds. So curious to see how the skill system in Valhalla will work, but this news of the 400 points is already huge. And fingers crossed that we get a glimpse at the ability point system during the gameplay reveal that is on May 7th, so tomorrow at the time of this recording, or maybe today depending on when you watch this. Anyway, you want to follow me on Twitch to be notified when it happens and see my reaction live. I'll of course do videos here on the channel as well. I hope that the gameplay reveal will be similar to Origins and Odyssey. Both had a 5-minute or so gameplay walkthrough, and they also actually went over some of the menus. So fingers crossed that it happens here as well, because that would tell us a lot about the game. And then at the end we would get like a cool compilation of teases from story moments and bosses. So let's hope that's also in this trailer. And